Hey, welcome. Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started here with our single zodiac sign, single AF. We're going to figure out why we're single. We're going to figure out what we can do to make it so we're not single anymore. And then we're going to figure out what we need to work on as far as being single AF, okay? These are going to be following zodiac signs all the way from Aries to Pisces. I am live. We're going through Facebook today, YouTube, and Instagram. So I'll be looking each one of you because the angles are a little bit off. But I think we're doing pretty well. Doing pretty good, I think. Welcome, Tarot Crone, joining us. Wonderful. All right, we're going to get started with Hangman Tarot. Again, I want to make sure that you go ahead, subscribe, or please check out all the social media links so you can share, like, and follow. If you subscribe today, I will give you a short and sweet personal reading on me as an appreciation and a thank you. You'll just go head over to Hangman Tarot YouTube channel and hit subscribe, grab onto that bell, and you'll get all the notifications that I send out. And you will never miss a thing. You will never miss one thing. All right. Again, if you hear any heavy breathing or weird noises, it is my dog, my boxer. He kind of roams around. So sorry about that. All right, I am gonna get started here. Let me make sure that I'm good to go. Here we go, good to go there. All right. I think I have this under control. Thanks for waving. Is it Hollings? Welcome, Hollings. Head. I can see the rest of your name, but I'm trying to gather most of it. All right. Again, we are doing our Aries single AF. We're going to get started here so that we can see what's working for us initially, what is working for us as far as being single and not being single, but then we're going to also check out the things that we could be doing to maybe not be single, okay? And then we're going to figure out what we need to work on. So if you're single, you are a zodiac sign, you're at the right place. Okay, definitely getting started here. Again, go check out that YouTube Hangman Tarot, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss out on any of your future readings. If you can't hear me, just holler at me and let me know. Let me double check to make sure that I have my mic on. Because I turned that bad boy off. There, I think, okay, let's see. See, they didn't hear me the whole time. I don't like it. Okay. So I'm so sorry you did not hear me over there on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, they didn't hear me. Mike, yep, all good to go. Okay, just wanted to double check. Just holler at me on any of these, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Holler at me if you cannot hear me. I will fix that. I will definitely fix that. All right, getting started with that Aries. All right, we're going to figure out what's working for you, Aries, you single AF. If you're single AF, if you're single to mingle, I'm going to figure out what is working for you as far as being single and what's working for you as far as like moving towards a relationship, okay? All right. All right, so the bottom line for kind of always having something work for you or something always kind of works out in general as far as like kind of moving into a relationship or maybe even just kind of finding foundation for a relationship is the fact that you embrace your power. You more or less just don't really give a shit and you're just like very much on the ball as far as like self-confidence. You have esteem like nobody's business, but something that is not working for you is doing something different. So don't change this. The tarot cards are saying don't change anything here as far as we can see or we can declare, because that is something that works for that is something that works for you as far as relationships go, as far as, you know, like friendships, any kind of ships. As long as you hold that power that you know that you own, each and every Aries, you're going to be able to work through that and get into a relationship. That is your best bet, and not to change a thing on that. Okay? We're going to figure out what you need to work on specifically to move in towards a relationship. Okay, so to maintain, Frank. To maintain a relationship, Aries, it is indicating that you definitely need or want to better your commitment keeping. You're not, Frank, you're making me a hot mess, sir. She's so cute though. Yes, you are. Okay. So bottom line is you need to keep commitment. So if you bail out on things, or if you're not coming through with the commitments that you actually hold, and you schedule things and you're not on the ball, that can really hinder relationships that you have. And if you're single AF and you're like, why the hell am I single? Well, that's one of the reasons you're probably single. Specifically is this, you're not making your commitment appointments, you're not making scheduling, you're not making time or space. You're just kind of like aloof, and you're just kind of like floating around like, why am I single? Well, there you go. That's why you're single. Okay, so this is definitely something that you do need to work on, Aries. If you work on that, you're going to better your skills in a relationship. So work on that in every area of your life, though, not just for love or a relationship, but that will just kind of draw that relationship in, draw the people in around you, you know, that you match up with or you're equaling up with, especially if you're keeping those commitments. And that doesn't mean just keep a commitment, again, to that love relationship. Practice it with everything, because you could always work on keeping your commitments. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. We're going to move on over to our beautiful, beautiful Taurians. Moving through, we're going to find out, Taurus, what's working for you as far as moving into a relationship, what isn't, and what could you work on, okay? If you have any questions or comments, is it echoing? I know, it's my dog, Frank. Hello. Hey, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Gorgeous for you. Nishitha? I think I said that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry I butchered it. I really like that name, though, even though I can't say it. I wish I had a name nobody could pronounce. I would love it. Hello, Tarot by Stephanie. I can't read the rest of it. I hope it's not Stephen. It's Stephanie or Stephen. Oh, goodness. This is fun. I'm having a blast today. All right, so this is just a really lighthearted tarot reading. Again, these are zodiac signs, single AF. Now, we are doing a reading on what's working for you, what is not, and what can we do to work on things even more. So I'm going to go into our Taurus. You just came in. You just missed out on Aries. And I am going to go check out Taurus and see where we're at here. All right. Okay, so what is working for you is denying what kind of pops up in a relationship. So you kind of take these wake up calls, or like, you know, alarm deliveries or red flags, and you just kind of throw them away. You're just like, screw it. I don't care how many red flags are here. I'm going at it. So the bottom line with that is it's okay to pay attention to red flags, but you really have dropped like checking in with the red flags, and that is actually working for you. So you might have been way too on top of your intuition. You could have been really looking into the logic of things, or you could have been, you know, checking in with a guru for love. And for all this matters, you have thrown down all the red flags. You're like, no, I'm just going to go off how I feel. I think it'll be fine. I'm not going to listen to the red flags. I'm not going to like ruin this because of a bunch of red flags that pop up, which they do. Basically, when we are talking about things that is not working for you, is the fact that you're not accepting things when they do kind of burn out, or they're not in this relationship anymore. So when you don't accept things for what they are within a relationship, when you are involved in one, at the end, when it kind of fizzles out or it dies out, you literally think that it's still happening. Like, you literally think that it's still going, Taurus, okay? So you got to be like, accept it. You got to acknowledge it and move on and get the hell out of that situation so you can move on to your next happy ever after situation, hopefully. All right, needing to work on the next thing. Okay, so you really don't do things in moderation. So the best thing, or the best bet here, would be to kind of break things down, make things a little bit smaller. Don't act like a wife or a husband if you ain't that spouse. Like if they aren't treating you like a husband or a wife, basically you ain't getting a husband or wife. So you need to keep that very minimal. Only because, again, it's something that you overly do. And that's okay. That doesn't mean you're a shit person. It just means that you need to reel it in a little bit, okay? All right. That was your reading, Taurus, for your single AF reading. We're going to move on to our Gemini. Gemini single AF zodiac sign. If that is you, you are up next. You're on deck. Okay, so Facebook viewers, I cannot quite see your comments when you do get on or when you're on. I don't know how to do all that yet. I don't know what's going on here. Let me go check in with Facebook on the thing, and then I'll be able to comment to you at least. Let's see. Yep, it's definitely there. So that is a plush. Okay. Okay. All right. So if you do comment, I'll be able to comment on there now because, I opened up a new window, and so hopefully that kind of maintains. Alrighty, let's keep moving here. We're on Gemini. We're on Gemini. We changed the name today, officially. No, we didn't. Gemini, we're doing your single AF reading. Oh, goodness. I cannot answer you. I am all over online. I cannot answer the phone. Not like y'all needed to know that, but you never know. Okay, here we go. Right back in it. Okay. Okay, so Gemini, we are going to be doing your single AF reading. Now, this is just something we're not Gemini. Are we on Gemini? Yes, we are. Okay, I'm losing my shit already today. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we are doing what's working for you as far as like trying to get into a relationship and what's not working for you. I could tell you a million things, Gemini, what's not working for you, but I'm not going to get into that. We will do this card reading. Hello. I'm waving back. I cannot say your name. I will butcher it. Okay, I'll butcher it. I'm sorry before I butcher it. Prama Ugat? Prama Ugat? That's probably not it. So sorry. I love the name though. I cannot say some names. So I could always give you a nickname for future reference. I'm waving back though. Hello. All right, Gemini. We're going to get started here. Find out why you single AF. Find out what you can do, what's working for you, and what you really need to be kind of working on overall. Okay, so what's working for you at this moment, kind of keeping you in the game or keeping you close to a relationship, is the fact that you're not super resistant to kind of going with the flow, but you also have you've gained some sort of control within your life at the moment, and you're not letting the flow kind of tear you away from that. So you're doing your thing, you're on a roll, but yet you have this other thing happening as well, and it's just this great not just kind of like going with the wind, but it's kind of in the medium of things, because, sometimes we don't want to throw things out to the wind, but maybe you just kind of got lost in the flow of things but recently, to get you into a place where things are working better for you, you have a little more control within yourself. What's not working for you is the fact that you're not committing to some spiritual growth or some higher self. So to spend some more time on the higher self would be super productive as far as this you wanting to be into a relationship. You definitely want to be in a place where you're spiritually grown, where you're more into a divine part of yourself. I am. That's usually all I wear. I really like amethyst, and I love rose quartz. And then I have this one. Yes, my kids gave this to me for my birthday. May 1st is my birthday. But here in Casper, Wyoming, there's a local gift shop called Wonder. They do in-house jewelry. They can even resize that stuff. It's beautiful. I like amethyst. Speaking of amethyst, while I'm doing that tarot card reading about, you know, enhancing your spiritual self. Yeah, so Gemini, the idea here is to just kind of get yourself in a place where you're okay with you. You're okay with looking at yourself in the mirror. You're okay with you enough to get into a relationship. And if you don't get into a higher self or a higher reason or a higher being, that's going to play a huge part here. Oh, nice. I like that. I love a good amethyst. I like rose quartz too. Those are my two faves for a while now, I guess. Let's go into what you need to work on. So you really need to bring your attention back into, you need to get into skill enhancing when it comes to your attention. So basically, you're not actually paying attention to anything. You're just kind of like doing your own thing, which is fine. But when you're in a relationship, or you kind of gearing that way, or you're going on dates and stuff, pull more attention in towards that person, and not like a fake attention or a, oh, I know body language, so I'm going to fake this bullshit. No, like really have your attention. If the person, you have no attention drawn to this person, odds are you're bored, and odds are you just don't cling with this person, or maybe it's not time for you to be in a relationship. So, you know, trying to be as honest as possible with yourself and that individual is super important. So keep on working on refining attention skills and growing spiritually. That is the way to your next relationship, quite honestly. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to move on to our Cancer. Cancer already. Okay. All right, again, make sure to go check out that Hangman Tarot YouTube channel so that you can get all your future readings here at Hangman Tarot with me. Subscribe. If you subscribe today, you can get a free, short, and sweet personal reading with me. And that is a thank you from me to you for even bothering, even coming on in, even making it about me or you, just a little bit. So I will definitely reward you. It'll be like a reward. All right? Okay, we're going to get started here. Cancer. Cancer. What is working for you as far as like trying to gear towards a relationship? Because you are single AF. And what might be not working for you? And what do we need to overall work on? All right, so the fact that you're embracing who you are, you kind of embrace this power that you have, is definitely working for you, kind of preceding you into the future or getting into a relationship. This will definitely woo the person that you're going to be attracted to. They'll be attracted to that type of energy, that va-va-boom, like I got some power and I know it type of shit. You don't want to be insecure. You don't want to be self-conscious. You don't want to not believe in yourself, because those things are super important. Okay, what's not working for you, again, is not shining that brightness about you, Cancer. So you kind of coil in when you're around getting into a place of relationship. You kind of pull back, you kind of draw back in, you kind of drown yourself out so you don't outshine other people, which is a big mistake, because you could be like, basically, when you're walking around, you could be like drawing yourself in at the wrong time when somebody perfect is walking by. You know, you never know. But again, because yes, relationships aren't about everything, but that's what this reading is about. So I want to stay specific to that. Shining your light and not drawing in because there's other cool people around. Don't fucking do that. Just keep on moving. Embrace that power and embrace the courage. Embrace all that, because that is bright. That is a beautiful, beautiful light. Okay. So when working on something, what you need to work on specifically is actually being of service, trying to be a person of value. That's super vital. And you may be a person of value, but you may be pretty quiet about it. So be a little bit louder about it. It doesn't mean you need to go, you know, sparkle around town that I'm a person of value and I'm amazing. No, that will just be seen. That's not something that we actually have to like sit there and spout out, if you will. Okay, so overall, you just need to work on not dulling anything about you. Don't dull yourself down because somebody else, you know, don't like it, and then you miss out on an opportunity. Don't be doing that. And definitely make it known that you are of value. Okay? Be of service, honey. Okay, we're going to move on through break on through. I have that song in my head now. I don't know why that song came in my head. Okay, we're gonna move over to our, what are we on? Leo? Yes, we're on Leo. The lucky or unlucky Leo. It's never just like one in the middle. It's just one or the other. It's just like very lucky or unlucky. Not kind of lucky today, or kind of unlucky today. Just like it's a bunch of harsh lines. All right. Let's see. All right. Oh, okay. Leo, you are up. Why are you single AF? We're going to figure it out. What is working for you, Leo, and what isn't working for you? And overall, what could you actually do to make it so that you weren't single? What could Leo do to make it so that he was not single no longer? Okay. Okay, so what is working for you is the fact that you have raised your vibration in the last even few months. So you have been working on doing that, whether you know it or not. If you're working on yourself and you're being and doing vital things for yourself, this is going to heighten you to another frequency, to another level. And all these people are going to be like, who's that? Who's that? Oh my God, look at that Leo. Oh my God. Oh my God. So everybody will be so excited about Leo because your vibration will be buzzing, okay? And that is working for you. That is benefiting your trip to the relationship, grocery store. You're in line, somebody will notice your vibration, okay? So the fact that you do normally live life to the fullest, but what's not actually working here is the fact that you don't. So in your mind, doing you or being it, it's all about Leo. That's not actually living life to the fullest. Being of service or, doing charity work or getting yourself involved in something real dirty, not just sending, money in saying, oh yeah, I helped, bring some water into a different country. That's great and all, but like, why don't you go get your hands dirty? Why don't you just go be of value, like really get in the, the grunt work in the dirt. So that is something that would work for you, but it's something specific in this reading that it's just not being seen right now. So you are not living your life to the fullest. Yes, I think that you think you are, Leo, which is fine. Leo thinks he, is doing his or her thing, but are you really living to the fullest? Are you living with value? And not just about Leo. Something that you need to work on, Leo, which doesn't surprise me, is the fact that you are undecisive. So you do not like to make decisions. Fine, nobody fucking does. But it's a part of life. Grow up. So making decisions is a huge part of our life. And it actually creates a whole bunch of suffering, or like it stalls out, the momentum that we have, and it stops everything the moment that we don't want to make a change or, change directions or shift or find transformation in a new cycle. So if you don't get on board with a decision, you're, fucking things up, and you're making it so that it, everything is resisting, everything is pushing back. And so you're never going to gain a relationship by doing this, only because, again, if you suck at making decisions, you're not the one for a relationship yet. So overall, make that something to work on, okay? Try to make a decision very, very easily. Try to just go off your gut and be like, that's the one. Because, and yeah, of course, things need to be thought about. Of course, absolutely. But some things can just be like this. And some things you just like, yeah, if I wanted to say yes, then I would have said yes. Or if I wanted to do this, I would have done it. That's telling you the answer. But I'm guessing you just don't want to make that choice. But that is something that you could work on. And being of value, getting your hands dirty, getting in the thick of it, okay? All right, we are moving forward. Leo, Libra. We are on to Libra. Are we on Virgo? Let's do Virgo. All right, Virgo. Frank. Frank's insane. Frank. Look at him. Oh, where'd he go? There he is. He's doing down dog. Say hello, Frank. He doesn't want to now. He gets shy. It's so funny. He used to never walk in front of like the camera. He used to never be around like when I would get on here in the beginning of things. And now he just comes on out. Now I need to go to the bathroom, so I gotta go let my dog out. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Wait, come on. Ooh. Okay. All right. So he is outside. So I'll probably have to get up and let him in because he's a big baby. He doesn't like to be outside either. He's a big old dog and he don't like to be outside. I'm like, I think something's wrong with Frank. Okay. Let's move on. We're going to move on to our Virgo. Yeah, a couple more shuffles in. Okay. All right. And remember, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them. Don't be shy. And you can always leave a message for later also. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I have an extended warranty. I'm over them people calling me. I'm over these people calling me and messages. I keep getting so much spam in my text messages. It's been unruly. Okay. Okay, so what is working is the fact that you're not overly... Sometimes you are too involved in nurturing yourself. Sometimes you kind of fall into almost a selfish habit of it. I don't think there's anything bad about self-care, but in this it's indicating it's kind of delaying the relationship or a relationship that you could be involved in or pushing you towards a relationship. And that is because we become self-absorbed. We can be. Of course we can be. I mean, just being on camera would be considered self-absorbed. I'm sure of it. Staring in the mirror as you put makeup on. I mean, it's all about like balancing that though and like kind of, you know, putting things on the other side of that. So that is something that works for you, and you have backed off on a lot of that. So that has been something that's really good. But you and your commitments, the commitments that you make, you're not actually keeping. So that is actually harming you in trying to succeed in a relationship. And you're completely baffled. Why? Well, that's why. Because you're not committing, you're not making commitments. And when you do make commitments, you're not meeting with them. You very much show people the value of them as a human being in general, how they feel because you do something like that. It's not a great look either. It sucks. All right. So you really need to work on kind of meeting your goals. So you have all these things in mind, but again, you should only have a few goals at a time, but reaching for goals or reaching for stars, that is super important. So continue to work on that. That is something that you're in the process of. And again, the relationship, that will be on hold until you really get into that storyline, okay? All right. We're gonna move on up over to Leo. No, not Leo. We already did Leo. And it was exhausting. Let's do Libra. I feel like Libra is not going to be single. I'm just feeling, I'm intuitively feeling this, that Libra is just not going to be single for very long, which is not a bad thing. Okay, I got to get the dog. Hold on. Frank, it's not even snowing. You would think it was blizzarding out. Like, he literally hates to be outside. He's just like exhausted with it. He just doesn't understand. So he's an inside type of man. All right. Okay. Something that is working, Libra, is the fact that you're looking into spiritual growth. So you're trying to develop a higher self. You're trying to gain access to things that you're unaware of. You're trying to gain access to what is this life we call life? What is the point of this? Why are we living and breathing? What is this? So you're gaining access to trying to wake up things, you know, let the brain move, let the heart sing. You're getting into that place where you're trying to find some divine. You're trying to dig into that. And that's a beautiful place to be. So that is working for you, Libra. What's not working for you is the fact that you don't reassess or reevaluate or look over things or look at the bigger picture as much as you should. So that is something that you should check back in on, because Libra, let's not play ourselves here, but Y'all like nice things. You love a good looking material. You love beautiful things. You love aesthetic. So when you reassess things, you are able to see through the aesthetic. You're able to see through, the gold and the silver and, the zing of the diamonds sparkling and, the world of things. And so when you reassess, it's easier to see through and around those things, okay? Because you love a good looking material item. Okay, so something you definitely need to work on before we end your reading is you definitely need to dive into the things that you love. So you really want to work on the things that you love. Well, you need to start with that divine stuff that you were kind of working on, and that's the thing that's working for you as far as like getting into a relationship. Excuse me. In order to gain access to a relationship would be to maintain a relationship with yourself. That is basically what it's implying, and I think it's a good advice. Okay, we're going to move on to Scorpio. Excuse me. Good Lord. I wonder why that's not showing up. That's so weird. I just don't understand any of this. I mean, Instagram is super easy live, but all the other stuff isn't. You know what? Yeah. Okay. Hold on, Instagram. Let me get this figured out really quick. Okay. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That is my dog eating. If you can hear him, I'm so sorry. He chooses lunchtime right now. He didn't even ask. He's just started eating. That's it. You could probably see him back there. Yep. He just eating away. All right. Let's see if we can get that on there. Do you need out again? Okay. Do you need out again? You want to go out? No? Okay. Well, you need to go lay down and take a nap, okay, sir? Franklin. Frank. Okay. For the love of God, he's just out of his mind right now. So stupid. Okay. Okay. Starbucks. Why does it tell me things about Starbucks? It's like torture. What did she do? It's like torture. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, we're gonna keep going. We'll get right back into things with our, which one is it? Scorpio? We're on Scorpio. Okay, so hopefully Frank is good until, you know, we're all finished. If he's not, so sorry about that. Sorry. That's weird. I just don't understand this some days. I'm just like, what? Like, why is this happening? All right. Let's go into our Scorpio. We're going into Scorpio single AF. What is it that we have on our side? What is helping us to gain access to a relationship or when it is time? And what isn't? And overall, what we need to work on as far as being single AF and not wanting to be single AF. Okay? This is Scorpio's zodiac sign, and this is their reading. That is weird. Okay. All right. So what is working for you here as far as being single, Scorpio, but yet you're trying to draw into that relationship stuff is doing things in moderation. So not overdoing shit and just kind of knowing when enough's enough. Especially like in a time like this, like we don't like people overly aggressive with us. We don't like people up in our business either. We don't like it. It throws a red flag. So that is something that you're doing that is working for you. Something that's not really working for you at the moment is the fact that you are in a place where you're really trying to reach for things. You're trying to level up, maybe at your job, you're trying to level up just like in life in general, maybe spiritually. So at this moment, this is a good time to just kind of take for yourself and maybe not be in that relationship just yet. So that is something that is just not quite working for you at the moment. It's not to say that it won't, but it, you know, it's just in a place, you know, a delicate place. Okay. Something that you definitely need to work on if you're wanting to gain access to a relationship is the fact that you need to do self-care. You need to do one-on-ones with, you know, Scorpio. Like, what is it that you need to do? Self-care, take care of yourself, work out. You need to really get into that place. Especially with Scorpio, y'all need that self-care. Y'all need an outlet. So find that. That is definitely something that you need to work on. And just remember that your goals are super attainable. That is what you're doing at the moment. You're kind of reaching for the star, reaching for the moon, and you don't want to disturb that by adding another individual to the, you know, playbook. So just check in with yourself, do some self-care, and keep maintaining that so that you can get into a relationship status. Because that is what you want, isn't it? And if you're single AF and those things are kind of not on your side, then you need to work on them. All right, so let's go on. What do we got? Sagittarius? Sagittarius. We are going to do your single AF, and we're going to figure out what's working for you as far as maybe gaining access to a relationship status or something that might not be working for you and overall kind of what you could do to maybe get, you know, into a place where you're good with getting into a relationship. Because we single AF, that's why. All right. Okay, so what's working for you looking like engaging into your more divine? You're kind of trying to crack into the spiritual of things. Welcome. You are definitely trying to gain access to a higher purpose or a higher reason. And you're always asking questions like, why? What is the purpose of this? Where are we? Why are we this? So those are things that are actually working for you as far as like gaining access to a relationship. Okay, so Sagittarius, you engaging in a higher purpose or a higher reason is definitely putting you in a place where you're in a certain vibrancy excuse me, super, I can't even talk today. Super great with the frequency. So hopefully you will match up with somebody. Okay. I meant vibration. I don't even know what I said. Vibrancy. Okay. That's not what I meant. All right. What doesn't work here is the fact that you actually try to shade yourself away. So you try to draw your light in, or you try to like peel back so that other people can, you know, be a little bit brighter, or all these cool people around, so you draw yourself in. Well, that's not, don't do that. Stop doing that. You're making them cool by doing that. So stop doing that, because that is really not on your side as far as gaining access to a relationship. Nobody wants to date the guy or the girl that draws their light in because there's cool people around. Okay. So stop fucking doing that. It's weird. Okay. We're going to find out what you need to work on. Okay. So you building something is going to have to start at the bottom of the foundation, solid ground, something really concrete, or something not so shaky, or something that doesn't sink and you sink down into it. So when you build a house, you build it from the ground up, but it's solid and it's, got, a frame and a skeleton. You really need to pull back and know that that's where a relationship needs to start with Sagittarius. So you definitely need to start with some sort of friendship. You need good bones to a relationship, and that is something you need to work on as far as when you are working towards a relationship. Don't just jump in. Don't just think that, there's already solid ground there, because that ground's already been, dug up and tore up and ripped out. So don't be doing that, because you build a house on some shaky ass ground, it's gonna collapse, okay? Pretty much everything else does too. Okay, so we're gonna move on. We're going to move to Capricorn, single AF. If you're a Capricorn single AF, we're going to do this reading. Remember to go ahead and check out Hangman Tarot on YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit that bell, and you will get notifications from me and all your future readings you will not miss, okay? If you buy a personal reading, or if you subscribe today, you will get a free short and sweet personal reading as a thank you from me to you. All right, we're going to start with Capricorn, single AF. Find out what's working for you here, what is not working for you, and what we could overall work on. Okay, so something that does work for you is the fact that you take your time. You don't just pour everything out into one sitting, especially if you're on a date. You take your time. You have moderation to things. You make things minimal. So you don't overly, obsess. You don't overly, get ahead of yourself when it comes to relationships. That's on your side. Something that is not on your side is the fact that you are not looking forward. So you're not even like looking forward to things. You're not even looking forward to the fact that you're even on maybe a date. And I'm feeling like you're just like not quite ready to date. And that's fine, because that's you kind of not looking forward to the situation or to the date in general. And overall, needing to work on something specifically overall as far as like trying to be in a relationship or maintain a relationship is the fact that you think things through. So this is something that you really need to stay heavily with. It's super important for you. Okay? One focus at a time. Don't get too crazy. Don't get too carried away, because you like to make yourself busy bee. And you don't want to be a busy bee, because that lacks focus. That lacks, when you're manifesting something, you want it to be one or two things. You don't want to like overly overhaul things, and then you just, have a bunch of shitty, abundances. All these abundances of things are lacking. You just don't want to overdo it, okay? Because if you overdo it, you're going to have a lot of things, yes, but they're not going to be like 100% made. If you have one or two things, these things are going to be made lovingly. Okay, I guess that's another way to describe it. I'm not tuned in today. Okay, it's just a day. It's just a day. My dogs needed to go out 12 times. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, it'll be okay. All right, let's go to Aquarius, single AF. What do you need to work on? What are some things that are working for you already? And overall, what can we do as far as gaining access to a relationship? So what's working for you is the fact that you actually look for, you're not expecting everything to be perfect, basically. So you're not like looking for all this beautiful, all these beautiful diamonds. You understand that the diamonds, you know, that isn't just the treasure. Like, you understand that the treasure is deep, deep in the thick of it, like in the deepest, darkest part of the ocean, in the deepest, darkest part of the pond, in the mud. There could be flowers, there could be jewels, there could be treasures, but those things are only found within the shadow, within the dark. And you're very much accepting of that. You're in a really good place as far as accepting and acknowledging and understanding people and their shadow. Not so much the fact that they have to be 100% perfect. And what's not working out here for you is the fact that you're not accepting your flaws or your disappointments in a graceful manner. So that is something that you could definitely work on. And it is something that you should work on no matter what as a human being. Because even the shadows of another individual, you're saying that those things are beautiful, but like, what about you? Like, you need to make sure that you're accepting things in a graceful manner for your own self. Don't just deliver that out to others and not give it to yourself. Like, what are you thinking? Okay, sorry, I was being judgy. I'm judging you. Sorry. Okay, so overall, you need to work on, this card's indicating that you need to accept things that are over. So when there's a relationship and it's over, or the date and it's over, or, you know, maybe your date passed out and that's the end of the date, you need to accept it. Maybe your date moved on, was like, I don't want to keep dating, and they ghosted you. You need to accept the fact that this died, that this relationship is no longer. Because if you keep yourself stuck in that place, you're literally going to be stuck there. How would you have some space to move forward? You won't. You're just going to sit there looking like a willy-nilly, waiting for your ghost. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's my advice. Don't do that. That is what you need to work on, though. You need to quit acting like things are going to work out, because they ain't. If they showing all the red flags, they showing all the signs, get your ass up and get yourself into a different situation, because that one is not the one, honey. Okay? So accept it. Move on. Even if you were to move on, they could run after you and catch up. Maybe that's the one. But today, if they ghost, night-night. Say bye. I'm not doing you. We ain't doing this. Relationship? No. Void. Null and void. All right. Let's move over to Pisces. This is single AF. Let's find out, Pisces, what's working for you as far as like trying to gain access to a relationship, and what could be working against you, and what is overall something that you need to work on as far as like when you're in a relationship, you know, right before it. How are we going to get there? Let's find out for Pisces. Okay. Something that is working for you, Pisces, is the fact that you have a bunch of things going on that are challenging. You have all of these things going on in your life, life experiences, challenges. Maybe they're universal, maybe they're not. Maybe you're the only one in the world who goes through them, but you go through them, you face them, and that is the best thing for you, is the fact that you acknowledge the situation and you move forward. Because if you were to not do that, you would be stunted by that heaviness. I mean, it really globs on, and then, you know, the relationship that you gain access to might be a mirror image, and then you'd be ending up with, you know, a dark twin shadow of some kind. I don't know, but don't be doing that. So that is something that is working for you. It's helping you to gear you towards a relationship, is the fact that you face all adversities, all challenges. You're like, come on, I got this. I got you. You need to stop trying to lead the situation. So I get it. People are annoying. They're scary, they're frightening, they're upsetting, they're too jolly, or they're too happy, or whatever it might be. Stop running away. Like, deal with it. Don't retreat. Don't like be like, meh. Like, stay in the conversation, stay in the relationship until you say, I'm gonna leave because this isn't working because you're weird and I don't do that. So I'm gonna go and we're not dating anymore. That's all you need to do. Stop running from the situation, because, you know, you're dealing with your adversities. You're dealing with your challenges. That should be in the bag too. Like, don't just ghost. Like, don't leave like that. Just own up to what it is and move on with your life. You'd be better for it. I promise. It would help. Okay. Working on knowing there's a truth, knowing that there's an honesty here, and reflecting on it. So there is a truth in the situation when you're in a relationship or you're gearing towards that relationship, especially when you want to run away from shit, this is for sure something you'll need to work on, is reflecting on the actual facts. There's some logic here, okay? And you cannot just run away from things and be like, oh yeah, it was really rad. No, well, fucking wasn't. Like, why don't you own the truth of it? It sucked. You ran off. You ghosted. So Pisces, get your ass back into that weirdness. Wherever you're uncomfortable, stay in it. Don't run from it. And reflect on the logics, the big picture. Don't just jump on out of there. Like, that's terrifying for the other person and terrifying for you later on when you feel nothing but guilt for it and you don't know why. Don't put that inside yourself. I mean, if they crazy and they're after you with like a butcher knife, of course, run. But I wouldn't advise dating anybody who chases you with a butcher knife in the first place. And I think you would know better anyway. Okay, so bottom line, you really need to work on the fact that there's a whole picture, not to just run off in a situation, because you're not seeing the whole picture because you're running off and you're not giving it a chance. But you're really good at facing adversity. So just face the adversity in the relationship, even if it's, 2 days in. Be a nice gal or a guy and just, do the right thing. Okay? All right, so that is the end of Single AF. Again, go ahead and check out Hangman Tarot YouTube channel. Hit subscribe, hit the bell so that you can come back for all your notifications and you can not miss out on any of your readings. And then go check out all the social media links. We've got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, I'm doing it. Again, I am Jordan and I am Hangman Tarot and I am your tarot reader whenever you come back here, okay? So I'm going to get lost. I'm going to go find something to do. Looks like it's nice and cold out again. So I'm going to go not enjoy that. So, all right. Bye-bye.